At the far end of Nguyen Way, I take a look up the street to City Hall. I go up alongside the Saigon River towards the mouth of Ben Nghe Stream that once served as an important waterway to Cholon. In wartime Saigon, the Mỹ Cảnh floating restaurant was anchored here. This famous restaurant was popular among Saigon's middle and upper classes as well as Americans. Perhaps that was why it was the target of frequent terrorist attacks. Among the most devastating attacks came in 1965. A bomb was detonated inside the restaurant and, as people ran down the gangplank, a Claymore mine welcomed them ashore. The terrorists must have been proud to learn that they had killed 42 people and wounded 80 others. Aside the Mỹ Cảnh restaurant was Saigon's nautical club. By the 1970s, it was a rusting remnant of French colonial Saigon's heyday when it was known as Club Nautique. Nothing remains of it today. In 1987, I took my first trip to Saigon since I left in 1974. One of the first things I did was go to my girlfriend Susan's house, the place I'd last seen her in 1974. I was not there when Saigon fell in 1975 and was not able to get her out in time. That had been my life's biggest regret. I doubted that Susan would still live there since my post-war letters to her had gone unanswered. Her father was from India and had emigrated to Vietnam in the 1930s to work for a French bank. They provided him and his Vietnamese wife with accommodations next door. The bank was once here. I enter the lane and look around. She used to live in this building. This building was their kitchen. I asked the current residents and neighbors about her, but they came from North Vietnam after the war and know nothing about her. My luck finally changed one evening in 1992 when I found Miss Yung. She knew Susan well and even remembered me. She told me Susan had left the country a few months after Saigon fell, but didn't know where she had gone. With Miss Jung's help, I would finally find Susan 2 years later in June 1994. She was living in Denmark, married to a Danish man, and had a teenage daughter. She and I didn't get a chance to meet until 1997, when she and her husband Soren went to visit Vietnam. During my last trip to Vietnam in 2007, I went to pay Miss Jung a visit when she had moved, renting out her home to a dressmaker. Like many Vietnamese, she now had a mobile phone, so I was able to talk to her, but didn't have time to visit since I was leaving the next morning.
Okay, stay.
See the boss, see that the people rent the house here, see one of the house.
Yeah, I forget which house. Ở đây.
Nhà cô dân vậy.
Nhà cô dân hả? Cô dân cũng chuyển đi chỗ khác rồi. Chứ anh, có số nhà cô dân lên cho. Không biết anh dân.
Cô tên gì?
Em tên là Vương Bằng. Vương Bằng.
Vương Bằng. Okay. Thank you. Cảm ơn nhiều.
Outside Susan's house, the Ben Nghe stream is now filled with earth and a road is being constructed in its place. Not far from Susan's house is America's pre-war embassy located on Ham Nhi Street. Only 3 months before the 1965 My Cod restaurant bombing, the embassy had been the target of a terrorist car bomb, which killed and injured mostly Vietnamese bystanders.